Hey, good morning, friends. Today is day 2 in Phnom Penh, but yesterday we just arrived, so it was considerably not counted as day 1. Right now, this will be an exciting day today. We are going to a couple of exciting places. I'm giving you a warning, the videos might be a little disturbing for some of you. We are first going to S21 and then the killing field, which has got a lot of history associated with it. So stay on to this video and you will get all the details and you will get to see all the exciting footages and the pictures from those places. So let's wait and we'll see you guys there. So we are first here at Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum. This was used to be a school building, but they converted it into a jail or a torture room when Pol Pot took over and during the Khmer Rouge. So there'll be some disturbing footages inside, so I'm giving you again a warning in advance that this video might be a little disturbing for some of you. So you get the tickets and the audio. Tickets and the audio guide is like $16 for both. One by one. Thank you. What language would you like? English. Hello.
Please press number 1 to start and follow the map.
So this Genocide Museum, as you can see here, it was used as the torture room between 1975 to 1979 by the army of Pol Pot. And this museum used to be for the prisoners whom they thought that they were into Western civilization. So even if some people were innocent, still they were brought in and tortured, and many people who were not even connected to the Western civilization, they used to give up and accept that they were into Western civilization just to save themselves from the torture. These 14 graves are for the last 14 people who died in this genocide spot. These are few glimpses of the torture room, and as you can see, the iron bed where their hands and feet used to be clamped and then they were tortured. The gallows where they used to be tortured, and they were hung on this gallows while torturing. When they fall asleep, they were put into this pot filled with water so that they wake up again and ready to get tortured. These are the photos of the few of the millions who were killed, tortured and killed in this place. This is a photo of one of the prisoners, and behind him are the shackled prisoners in the mass detention room. So these are the photos of few of the victims, because when the army marched in, the Khmer Rouge army or the revolutionists were told to destroy all the negatives and all the photographs of the prisoners and the victims, but they had to flee before they could destroy all of them. So some of these pictures which are left out and they couldn't destroy are here. So these are the iron shackles which used to be tied into their hands and feet for mass detention, and these loops on the floor were through which these shackles used to be tied to tie them together and keep them on the floor while they were detained and tortured. This barbed wire and the meshes out in the balcony were installed later on, once a couple of the prisoners committed suicide to save themselves from the torture. But as per the Khmer Rouge regime, committing suicide was not allowed. They had to bear the torture, so that's why they put these barbed wires and the meshes all across so that they cannot commit suicide. So each classroom was divided into 12 to 16 small cells, and you can see that how cramped up these cells were. People were detained and kept inside these cells for days before they were taken into individual rooms for torturing. Look at the size of this cell, guys. I can barely fit in. They're probably just only not even a feet left from my shoulder to the other side of the wall. So these are the places where the prisoners or the victims were confined for days for torturing. These are the 7 prisoners who survived when Khmer Rouge fled. These are the instruments which were used for torturing. You can see that they were tied and clamped and their nails were getting pulled off. You can see that hole in the skull. That is the mark of the wound by which they were killed. So we just finished the tour of the S21, which was the torture place for all the Khmer Rouge victims. It was pretty intimidating and pretty disturbing. If you go through, if you're coming here, take this audio tour guide, and they take you through each step by step, and they will definitely give you a real feel that how the lives of the people were when they were being kept and tortured here. So we are now going to the next spot, which is the killing field, which was like the ultimate spot after they've been tortured here, and when there was nothing to get revealed, or once they have signed their testimonies that they have committed the crime, they were taken to the torture field and they were killed and buried in the mass graves. Okay, so we are now right now at the killing field. This is the place where all the victims who were tortured, and after they have signed to their confession, they were brought here for mass killing and mass graving. So this is, again, I'm giving you a warning, this might be a little disturbing for a few people, so that's just a warning for you guys. This is the place where the truck used to stop while bringing the victims before the execution. This is where the Gloomy Detention Center was, which was the last stop for everyone before they were executed. In the 1978, there were too many to be killed on the single day, so they were kept here before they were killed the next day. This is where they used to keep the chemicals, mainly the powdered form of DDT, which was used to cover the smell of the bodies. This grave itself holds more than 450 victims. And this is just one of the many. These depressions were used to be the mass graves. Once the bodies decayed and emptied, the soil moved, and that's why these depressions are here. This is one of the pots that were used for making the rice soups. This was a mass grave of 166 people, and those were without heads, so they were decapitated before they were put into the mass graves. They are the clothes and some bones of the victims, which comes up time by time and resurface because of the rain and the mud sliding off. This was the mass grave of more than 100 people, and mostly they were children and women. And this is the infamous killing tree, where children were held by their legs and then their heads were smashed. They are the bones and the bone fragments that keep on surfacing from time to time, and these are the tooth that keeps on surfacing from time to time when the rain erodes the mud away. So the workers here has to collect them or clean them every 2 to 3 months, and they just sweep the area to get all the resurfaced bone fragments and the teeth that you can see. This tree was used to hang huge loudspeakers, and the revolutionary music used to be played, and this music was just to shadow the screams and the moans of the victims who were about to be killed or were getting killed. These are the clothes that has resurfaced recently and has not been collected and kept inside yet. You can see
thousands of skulls are kept here which came out of the excavation.
We just finished our tour in the killing field, and it was pretty disturbing as well, like the previous one, which was the S21. So we are done with our tour now. We are getting back to the hotel, and the rest of the day we'll see what we will gonna do. If you have liked this video, I'm sure you probably would not enjoy this video, but if you have liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe to it so that you get the notifications of all the new videos that I put here. We'll see you guys in the tomorrow's video. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy.